Hello everyone, I am Sarah Weiss with Go Go Yoga for Kids, the yoga resource for children. I thought it would be fun to take a moment and show you kind of the inside scoop of how I prepare for my kids' yoga classes. So, over the weekend, I kind of like to take a little inventory of my kids' yoga classes that are coming up that I'll be teaching and different things that I may need to put into my lesson plans and my kids' yoga bag. So for every kids yoga class that I teach, I have my little handy dandy bag. It's kind of like a Mary Poppins bag with lots of different tips and tricks and yoga props that I will use for my kids yoga lesson plans. Now, I'm just going to show you a few of the items that are in my bag right now. This does change according to different seasons or holidays or different things that we might be focusing on with teaching yoga for kids. So right now, inside my bag, I have my very favorite speaker. Now, this little speaker, it's a JBL, and I love this thing because it gets so loud and the music can be very powerful. This little box carries a long way. So I love it because I have all my music on my phone. I have this thing charged, it stays charged for quite a bit, a long time, and I can control the volume on here. I can do my kids yoga music, everything that I need, and then it just fits right inside my bag. So I have little pointers on my website, gogoyogakids.com/store, about these speakers and where you can find them. So that's one thing that's inside my kids yoga bag. I have a slinky that is lots of fun for kids. A lot of kids haven't seen a slinky before. So I'll pull this out at the beginning of the class, kind of after we have done our welcome and we get ready to get into our yoga class. And we talk about breathing in and breathing out. And the kids are mesmerized by the slinky getting longer and longer. You can even mix it up and breathe in, breathe out. Pass it around. I'll let a few kids use it, and they just think that's a lot of fun to try to breathe in as long as the slinky goes, and then to collapse it, which mimics your diaphragm. So I always like to have little tiny things like this in my yoga bag. I also have, this is a lot of fun, I have a marker board, a dry erase marker board and a dry erase marker. I use this quite a bit with the older kids, the school age kids, probably ages 5 on up, but you could certainly use it with younger. And a lot of times after we have done our yoga games, we've learned our poses, when we get ready for kind of our challenge work or our team building that I like to put into my school age kids yoga classes, I'll use the marker board. And for this, I'll have the kids, I'll hide it away and I will say, oh, who can put your body into this shape? And the kids will do that. And what's neat to see is it can be done different ways. I'll have some kids that are laying down, some kids that are standing up, and I say that there is no right or wrong way. So that's kind of our little warm-up one. Then I'll erase that on up and I'll say, who can put themselves into this shape as quickly as you can? And then some kids will curl up in a ball, they'll make an O with their body, lots of different ways you can do it. It's very, very creative. I always have the kids do this as silently as they can, so it's a no talking exercise, which is good because then they just are thinking. And then sometimes I'll have them get into partners with this, and kids like doing this a lot. So silently with your partner, can you make this shape? And it's just neat to see their nonverbal cues that they use to get each other to kind of be arranged with it. And we see all the different ways you can make it. Now those are pretty basic. I do work up to some harder level challenges. Sometimes after they have worked in a group of 2, I might say, all right, now let's get in a group of 4. And without talking. So it's kind of neat to see a few different leadership skills kind of come forth. And usually one child does kind of step up and be the leader silently. And it's just kind of neat to see that. How that all works out. So other shapes you can try. The diamond's a good one. The kids get excited about that one. Lots of letters work, different shapes. And you can make them as complicated or as easy as you can depending on the ages of the kids. So that is my dry erase board that I have in my yoga bag right now for fun little tricks. So we've just got a couple other things in here. I always have my Kids Yoga Challenge postcards. These are a given in my bag at all times. This deck has 40 different poses And there are also partner poses in here. And sometimes I'll have the kids select maybe 4 or 5 poses that we're gonna do. And there's so many different ways you can use the challenge postcards, but we'll select them, we'll show the pose. Here's plank pose. Everybody practices it, everybody learns it. The next child pick one, they pick down dog. So we'll practice going plank pose to down dog. And we'll talk about which parts of our body are working, how you feel strong. Then I'll have a few other kids pick, and then we have created a yoga flow, which would be neat. Let's say you have 4 different items in for your yoga flow. So you can move from triangle into airplane, and then you've got your down dog and your plank, and you're working around the circle, doing these poses, adding the breathing exercises. You put it to music, which is a lot of fun. So that is just one activity of the many things you can do with the postcards. But I'll use that a lot with the older kids. It gives them the ownership of selecting the pose, having them kind of introduce it and teach it to the class, and then putting it into their own unique yoga flow. All right. So I think we just have 2 more things in here that are my yoga prop bag. First off, I will show you a ball. Easy, simple, little ball. You can have all different sizes. I might use this ball in the beginning for rolling it to the kids. They take it, they say their name, something that they like to do, something that they're good at. That you can use it for that way. You can also use it for a driste, for your balance poses. You can put it on the ground in the middle of your yoga circle, and you can have everyone focus on the ball on the ground, whether in tree pose or airplane pose or dancer pose. Just having something to focus on the ground will help them keep their balance, as opposed to looking up and around and then they're gonna fall. So I like to mix it up a little bit. That's our orange ball. So many uses with the ball. And my last thing that I'm going to show you for today is books. I love using books with my kids' yoga classes. So I would use this one, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. I would use this with the preschool ages. And this is in here right now because spring is coming and we're talking about trees starting to grow taller. So we would of course work on tree pose. I also love this one because with their tree pose, they can add little coconuts onto their tree. They also, preschoolers like it. It's great for practicing the different shapes of your body with the alphabet. Who can make a letter A with their body? Who can make a D? It's neat to see all the different ways that they can move, because yoga doesn't always have to be about the traditional yoga poses. It's also about just moving your body mindfully. So these are just a few things that I have in my yoga prop bag that I'll be using with my classes this week, and I just wanted to take a moment and share those with you. So you can find more about Go-Go Yoga for Kids on our website, gogoyogakids.com, also on Instagram and Facebook, Pinterest, all those places. But I would love to hear what you think, and if you have a favorite item that you use in your yoga bag as well. So have fun teaching kids yoga, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.